Hi, Pre-Algebra. Hey, it's Miss Woodard here. I am not going to be able to be with you today. I have periods 4, 5, and 6 at my home school. So I recorded today's lesson with a few announcements that I would like to go over with you. Please take a look at this and then go ahead and work on the assignments. I will be running Go Guardian the entire time of class, and that's how I will take attendance. That's my first announcement. I won't be taking attendance using Google Forms any longer. Several of you guys are going in and doing those forms days after we've met, and that won't count towards those attendance points in the grade book. So please make sure that you attend class, and I will just be running logs through Go Guardian. I'm able to see how long you're on and see what websites that you're logged into, and I can take attendance from beginning, middle, and end right through there. So plan on that running the entire time you guys are with me, and that's how I will just record points every day that we have math. Now, a quick little reminder, some of you guys sent me out a message and just wanted clarity on our exact times of our class. We will always have class Monday and Thursday. On Monday and Thursday, if it's a Zoom meeting where I actually am scheduled with periods 1, 2, and 3 in my building, we will have to meet at 10:15. That's so I can follow my class schedule here at Riverside. So those Zoom links will go out with a 10:15 start time, and we will end at noon. So you guys, we will be on until 12 o'clock. If it's a pre-recorded lesson, kind of like this one, I will upload it and make it available to you at 10 o'clock, and you're expected to stay on until noon, working on assignments or ST Math. So I'm opening up ST Math. I want you guys to do your first login this week. I'm looking for 20 minutes of time on ST Math by Friday. And then that's going to up. So most days on Monday and Thursday, we'll have about 20 minutes total each day. So you're looking at about 40, anywhere between 40 and 60 minutes a week. So plan on being able to get logged in to ST Math regularly. Please check your Clever login. That should be working for you, and you should be able to jump in right there. Okay, now my next announcement, very important. Google Classroom. Lots of you guys are going through looking at those assignments, and I know on your end it says to do, and so you go under that to do list and you see my assignments and you're clicking turn in, turn in, turn in. I get notified that you turned in an assignment, but then what I actually do is I go back and make sure you actually did the assignment. So you can click turn it in. I won't give you points until I actually see that assignment completed. So know that I'm going to double check that. I will probably shoot you a message through Google Classroom that'll just say, hey, you still need to go back and you still need to do the assignment. All right, so I wanted to make sure that you guys recognize that just clicking turn in and Google Classroom won't transfer any points into the gradebook. Attendance is super important, and I'll be taking attendance through Go Guardian, especially in math. You miss a day in math, and it can be a very, very big deal. We're starting ST Math. Plan on spending 20 minutes per math session on ST Math, and I would like your first 20 minutes done by Friday. Our class time is always Monday and Thursday. If it's a Zoom session, we'll start at 10:15. If it's pre-recorded, we'll start at 10. So what I wanted to do is today, your guys' assignment's actually going to be in your guys' textbook. So I need you guys to log into your guys' online textbook. So remember that link is in Google Classroom. You guys are going to go into your online textbook and you'll see 2 assignments on that main page. If you look at the very top, you're going to see your textbook that you can log into, and you can open and turn pages, but right underneath that, so it's just kind of in the middle of the screen towards the bottom, you're going to see the assignments. And I have 2 interactive assignments that I pushed out to you guys. One's over lesson 1-3 and the other one's over 2-1. They shouldn't be terribly long. 2-1 was the one where we had problems where this was the worksheet that I pushed out in class kick. And most of you guys, this one was fairly easy. So we had problems where you guys were looking at if you have the same base. So I'm looking at our worksheet right now. So something like 7 to the 8th power times 7 to the 5th power. And you guys had to come over here and you guys had to write what went here and what went here. You guys had 2 boxes you guys had to fill in. And remember, all we were doing is these bases are the same. So if I wrote this out, this would just be 7, 8 times. You would write that 7, 8 times. And then we'd bring down the times, and then we'd write 7, 5 times. That would be the expanded form of what I just wrote on the board. What you guys could recognize is this is the same thing as 7 to the, and then what we did is we added those powers, 13th power. That went really well. You guys, when you guys were multiplying exponents with the same base, and when you guys were dividing them, you recognize that when we multiply, we add exponents, and when we divide, we subtract. So on a division one, that might have looked like 6 to the 7th power over, this was another example right out of your worksheet, 6 to the 5th power. Remember, this is just 6, 7 times. And then this is just 6, 5 times. And what can happen here is that whenever you have a number over itself, they just cancel each other out. They make like a 1. So I can cancel, 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 cancel. And when I canceled everything out, remember the holder in the bottom or is always going to be a 1. It's any number can always be written over 1. And then this would just be 6 times 6, or this would be 6 squared, or simplified, it would work out to be 36. And to get to the 6 squared, so when you had started out with 6 to the 7th power over 6 to the 5th power, to get that bottom answer, the bottom line exponential answer, we kept the base the same and we subtracted exponents. You took the 7 and you subtracted 5, and that's what gave you the 2. So that went really well. And I got to say, everybody turned that assignment in, and I didn't even have a lot of feedback on that one as far as questions or anything. So when you guys go on to your guys' book and you guys are working on that lesson, that's a few questions. I want to say 5 or 6 questions that are in there, and I think that's going to go real easy for you. Now, where some of the other questions, I would say more of the questions came in the section 1-3. I didn't spend a lot of time on this lesson. The initial assignment that you guys got was just to log into your textbook, and then I wanted you just to try it. And based on the scores and how many people tried it, this was a struggle. So I want you to go back in. We're going to look at the interactive lesson, and I'm going to give you guys an example. Really, all you guys are doing in this entire section, I would just call this a big lesson in estimating. They gave you its title, Estimating Real Numbers. And remember, real numbers is just every number you can possibly imagine. Split, the next biggest groups were rational and then irrational. Remember, irrational were just those really weird numbers that didn't quite fit into the system in terms of ever being like a decimal or a fraction or a positive or negative number or just a whole counting number or 0. So remember how that kind of like broke down and it got more precise. Right, so all you guys are doing is just looking at every number. They can be rational, they can be irrational, they can be whole, integers, fractions, decimals, they can be any number. We're just kind of estimating, and we're using our symbols. And I'm hoping that you guys remember. I'm guessing you guys probably remember this last one that I just wrote. The 2 lines. The 2 lines was just equal. So remember that is just a way of saying that 2 amounts are exactly the same. That when we have this symbol and it kind of almost looks like it points to the left, that one is our less than symbol. So you guys are saying when you're comparing 2 numbers on the left and on the right, the number on the left would be less than the number on the right. And then this symbol is greater than. So we have greater than, and we have less than, and we have equal to. And what you're going to do is you're going to be comparing some amounts. So I'm going to do an example. We're going to take a look at something like the square root of 10 plus 18, and then you guys are going to be given like this circle, oval that you got to fill in with one of these symbols, greater, less, or equals. And then on this side, we're going to flip it around. What if we got the square root of 18 plus 10 on this side? So we're still dealing with the same numbers. We're dealing with an 18 and a 10, but we flipped where our square root is going around. Is our square root going around the 10, or is it going around the 18? Now, all you guys are doing is you're not using a calculator to do this. You're just using your mental math, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, estimating. So I'm looking at this number, square root of 10, and I'm going, okay, I know the square root of 9. So I'm kind of thinking in my head, this is what I'm thinking, square root of 9. Square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. This is very, very close. Square root of 10 is all like just one more number. It's just going to be a little bit over 3. So this is just going to be like a 3 plus. It's going to be like a 3 plus, just a little bit over that. So I got like 3 plus, and then this is still going to be my 18. So when I'm looking at this side, I'm looking at approximately 21. That's just like it's approximate. And that little symbol, when they kind of get a little squiggly, we're saying approximate. I didn't exactly calculate this out. I didn't use a calculator. And my brain doesn't know that value for the square root of 10. I'm just approximating it. So I'm coming up with 3. 3 plus 18 gives me 21. I still got to compare that to the other side. When I look at this side over here, I'm going, okay, square root of 18. The closest that my brain can get to is I'm thinking square root of 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So I'm thinking, okay, this is 18's a couple more digits above 16. So this is again going to be a 4 plus. It's going to be a little bit more than 4. This is not the square root of 16, it's square root of 18. So the value underneath that square root sign is a little bit bigger. And so the solution is going to be a little bit bigger. So it's going to be 4 plus, and then remember, I'm just adding 10 to this. So on this side, I'm getting approximately 14. So now I can see a clear difference. This one's close to 21. This is close to 14. Clearly, 21 is greater than 14. So that's how I'm going to come up with those symbols: greater than, less than, or equal to, when you're going through and you're comparing these values with real number system. A lot of these numbers, I want you guys to go through and just kind of think in your head, like, okay, can I find a value that would make sense to me? And you should, I'm hoping you know your squares and square roots really well. You can go through and you recognize like 4, then 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36. So get in that ballpark a little bit so you know if it's closer to the 5 side, 6 side. Is it closer to where will it lie, like approximately? And you don't got to be exact, because you're going to come up with clear, obvious, like one side's going to be larger or one side's going to be less than the other. So I want you guys to go through and try that lesson 1-3 in your textbook, and we're going to do 2-1. I wanted you to go back and practice 2-1 just because I feel like that was kind of a lesson that went really well for us. So I want you to go through and do both of those, and then after you're done with both of those, do your 20 minutes ST math. And if you haven't finished the Nearpod lesson that I pushed out for you to finish up when you got done testing, please do that. So on your guys' to-do list, here is our to-do list for today. Once you are finished watching this video and I wrap this whole thing up, here's what you guys are going to go do. Close your video down. I want you to start off, and I want you to go to your online textbook. And I want you to finish those 2 assignments that are in there. Remember, these are going to be interactive assignments, so it's going to look like an interactive video. So you're going to be doing this 1-3, and you're going to do 2-1. Both of these are very short, and that shouldn't take you guys much longer than about 15 minutes or so to do. So go to your online textbooks, finish up those interactive lessons. After you guys have done those interactive lessons, please go do ST Math and make sure that you get in 20 minutes of your ST Math today. Once you've wrapped up 20 minutes of ST Math time, and I need 20. Some of you guys were starting some ST Math and you were only doing like your close 15 minutes. If you push out 15 minutes, I'm going to dock off points because you're 5 minutes short. So err on the side of going just a little higher. 24 minutes is always going to be full credit. It's the underneath that I have to take off some points. After you guys have done ST Math, please make sure that you've done the Nearpod lesson that I posted this week. And the Nearpod lesson was about rational and irrational numbers. It was another look at the difference between these two. How do we tell what's a rational number and how do we tell what's an irrational number? So you're comparing those, and Nearpod's walking you guys through 5 questions. I get a report that's generated that says once you've finished, so I know that you've completed this. Just opening up this does not give you credit. You have to go through and do the entire lesson. Once you've done the entire lesson, I generate the report, and then I can go put a grade in gradebook. So know that everything that you do with me, there's always like a completion. And I'm looking at the completion before I enter anything into the gradebook. If you guys check gradebook and you guys see something you're questioning, some kind of discrepancy, please email me and I'll shoot you back an email that'll tell you why I gave you the score I gave you. I'm struggling right now with figuring out how to communicate with you guys when you didn't do very well on a worksheet. Like I can't just take a red pen and circle something and give you the right answer on a worksheet. So that digital component's coming along. I'm working on that. I'm still waiting on my iPad, my Apple Pencil. Once those come, I think that'll alleviate that problem. All right, so there's your guys' agenda today. Online textbook 1-3, 2-1. ST Math for 20 minutes, and then I want you to do your Nearpod video over rational and irrational numbers. I will have GoGuardian running, even though I'm with another class. I'm actually working with another class in the library tomorrow. I'll be touching base on GoGuardian, so don't hesitate to shoot me a question, and I will definitely take a peek at that and try to answer that the best that I can. Otherwise, oh, and hey, last announcement, I won't be here on Monday either because Monday is going to be another 4, 5, 6 day for us. So plan on that lesson being recorded as well. We're going to move forward. I'm going to teach scientific notation on Monday. So we're going to be on lesson 2-2. So if you want to look at that, you want to open up your textbook and take a peek at that, that's a great idea. If you want to look at any YouTube videos, or you guys wanted to go out and check out some Nearpod videos, whatever you, some of you guys are using Khan Academy too. Go ahead and go to Khan Academy and look at scientific notation. Get yourself prepared for next week. Thanks, guys. I mean, this has been a blast. We're cruising right along, and you guys are doing some amazing things. So thank you so very much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will be in touch on Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.